The U.S. has become a dumping ground for everybody else's problems. It's true. And these are the best and the finest. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense. They're sending us not the right people. It's coming from more than Mexico. It's coming from all over South and Latin America, and it's coming probably from the Middle East. But we don't know, because we have no protection and we have no competence. We don't know what's happening.
Some would think that that voiceover that was played during the intro of President Donald J. Trump was from the 2024 presidential election cycle. However, it was actually from back in 2015 in Trump Tower after coming down an escalator and announcing his run for president of the United States in 2016. Yeah, we're back where we started, folks. That excerpt from that speech is still good today. It's still good today. Close to 9 years later, we're back where we started. Can you believe it? We have illegal invaders, not migrants, invaders coming from the south, southern border. It's open. They're coming up. They're put in a sanctuary city like New York City, and they have the balls to attack NYPD officers. And the cherry on top, released without bail. Released without bail. Some are now speculated to have gone to California. But for them to be released with no bail, keep in mind, other invaders are seeing this, okay? They're seeing this. If they're seeing that NYPD officers, of all officers in the United States, if they're seeing in NYC that NYPD officers can get attacked and the perpetrators can get out scot-free, that doesn't bode well for the average citizen. It does not bode well for the average citizen. It doesn't. It doesn't. This should be a huge wake-up call for the people in New York and across the country. If police officers are not safe against illegal invaders, are you? Are you? Now, calls for NYC to resume cooperation with ICE after attack on NYPD officers by group in Times Square. Oh, really? Really? Huh. February 5th, 2024. There are calls for New York City to resume cooperation with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. This comes as Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg faces criticism for his handling of the beating of two NYPD officers in Times Square, allegedly at the hands of migrants. Allegedly, we all saw the footage. We all saw the mugshots. We all saw him flipping the bird. This is not an alleged attack. I know it has to go through the court system and everything, but they got out on bail, most of them, and they left to California. They don't know where they are. They don't know where they are. But what did Alvin Bragg say to reporters when they confronted him as he was walking out of a building in New York? What did he say?
Why were they released? Why were those first migrants released?
Ignoring reporters. Saying nothing. Looks quite portly in that suit. Filled that suit pretty well. Only thing he's paying attention to is that waistline. Yeah.
just one comment, sir. Why? Sir, you're on behalf of the people. Can you just comment on the situation?
Nothing, folks. Of course, no explanation. He just gets in his car, runs away, like the coward that he is, in my opinion. That's my opinion. This is the same guy who's going after Trump on these trumped up charges just to get him off the ballot for the 2024 election. This is the same guy. That's who he is. Let's see what the PBA president has to say about this situation here.
PBA President Patrick Henry says the officers who were attacked are currently recovering, but they are outraged.
We have to ask the question, why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance? Why aren't they in jail right now? They brutally attacked a New York City police officer and a lieutenant. Our criminal justice system is upside down. It fails every day.
Keep in mind here what's really going on, okay? Let's keep in mind as to why. Well, we all know why by now, okay? The Democrats and the establishment, the Republicans, uniparty, whatever you want to say, they want them to come in droves. They want them to come in and to change the election field to a one-party state. That's the main goal. Now, in the short term, it's all about congressional seats. The more people you have in a certain area, the more congressional seats you can get. But keep in mind, that's short term. That's a short plan. Long term, fast track to citizenship. You don't believe me? Even people who are doing it legally, not illegally, but legally, going through the paperwork, are shocked at how fast the application process is going to become a U.S. citizen.
I'm in complete shock because I barely applied for U.S. citizenship on the 15th of April. And then like a week later or 2 weeks later, I got a letter that said that they did not need to take my fingerprints or anything like that because I had already done it when I applied for the visa. So I was like, okay, I mean, this process is supposed to take 9 months or so, I've read on the internets. So I just got a letter today that says that my appointment is June 6th. That's literally like 5 weeks. 5 weeks right after my application. Like, is this okay? Is there 2 appointments? I read the letter. It says that I'm going to be tested on U.S. history and on my ability to read and write English. So I think that this is the appointment. This is la entrevista. But how is that possible if I just applied 5 weeks ago? Is this something that's happening? Y'all let me know.
Yeah, it's happening because the Biden administration wants to fast track everybody in hopes that people like yourself vote Democrat. Now, this lady right here, from what she's saying, she's going through the process legally, doing what she's supposed to do. But she thought it would be a longer process, 9 months. Now she has to, study quick to pass the exam. But she's going through it legally, and she's surprised that it's going so quickly. Now you have migrants coming in, getting special treatment. NYC launches $53 million program to hand out prepaid credit cards to migrant families. Even Elon Musk is posting articles like this on X because he is realizing now what's going on. It was slow for him to realize it, but now he's all in on this. He's all in what's going on. He's aware of what's going on. He went down to the border himself. Okay, now he's posted on X day after day about this migrant crisis. It's ridiculous. Well, an invasion. That's what's happening right now. An invasion. February 2nd, 2024. Mayor Eric Adams' administration will soon start handing out prepaid credit cards to migrant families being put up in Big Apple hotels, the Post has learned. The $53 million pilot program run by the New Jersey company Mobility Capital Finance will provide asylum seekers arriving at the Roosevelt Hotel with the city cash to help them buy food, according to city records. Now, the Roosevelt Hotel is a hotel in New York City, which is housing tons of families coming from the southern border. It'll start with a group of 500 migrant families in short-term hotel stays and will replace the current food service offered there, according to City Hall. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores. And migrants must sign an affidavit swearing they will only spend the funds on food and baby supplies, or they will be kicked out of the program. Okay, oh really? Yeah, who's gonna hold them accountable? Who's gonna hold them accountable? This is ridiculous. Sign an affidavit? Yeah, sure, whatever. Sign it. Give me some whatever paper. I came here illegal. Why do I care about any papers? Come on. This is ridiculous. The Immediate Response Card Initiative appears akin to the state's food stamp program dubbed SNAP, which provides low-income New Yorkers with a credit card to cover the cost of meals and will provide funds based on the same scale. The amount on each card will vary depending on the size of the family and whether any income is coming in, according to the details of the contract. A family of 4, for instance, could be provided nearly $1,000 each month, which comes out to $35 per day for food. Cards will get refilled every 28 days. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Hey, South America, Central America, come on in. We'll provide you tax-paid food stamps or immediate response cards. Come on in, guys. Here you go. You have a place to stay. Okay, you have a place to stay. Roosevelt Hotel. I heard one story that Mayor Adams may be looking to churches to help and even residents to help in the future. That means you. They'll give you a little money here and there. Open your door to these invaders coming in. That's what's going on right now in New York, guys. That's what's going on. Come on in, guys. You do a crime, you attack a police officer. Hey, it's okay. No bail. No bail. You may even run off to another state. We don't know where you are. You could be somewhere. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? As long as you vote Democrat, thumbs up, you're okay with us. Hey guys, before we continue, please hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you don't mind, I have a Rumble channel that I'm trying to get built up. Link in the description. If you have a moment, please go there and subscribe to that channel as well. Sometimes YouTube plays their shenanigans and I can't post certain things on this channel here, but over there, no problem. So if you don't mind, take a moment to do that as well. I appreciate it very much. And I hope you're enjoying what you've seen so far. And let's continue. But do you think it's only people from Central and South America coming from the southern border?
We wondered how all of these migrants knew about this particular entryway into California. The answer was in their hands.
How do you know about that? Oh, Douyin, okay, TikTok.
Oh, you learned on TikTok. Yeah. TikTok is a social media platform created in China. The post we found had step-by-step instructions for hiring smugglers and detailed directions to that hole we visited. We were struck by just how orderly and routine it all seemed. The migrants walked about a half-mile down a dirt road and waited in line for U.S. Border Patrol to arrive so they could surrender.
Told that the Chinese are paying $35,000 a head, $50,000 a head to come to the southern border. They're paying the drug cartels this money. The number of Chinese nationals, and they are military-aged men, you're right, up 1,100% year over year. Are they being directed by the Communist Party to come here?
I believe so. I believe so. And I believe we're going to have a terrorist attack 100%. 100%. You know, during my term, I had no terrorist attacks. You know that, right?
So there'll be saboteurs? What are they?
I had all sorts of bans on people from certain countries. I had bans all over the place. We had no attack.
Now, do these people look Hispanic to you? Do they look like they're from Guatemala? Do they look like they're from Bolivia? No. They mentioned TikTok. These are Chinese invaders coming in from the south, and hey, why not? Why not? TikTok, the Chinese surveillance software. Yeah, we just use that. We come in. Sure, why not? You don't know these people. They're just coming in, and it's all organized. Look at the orderly, as that lady was saying in the report, again and again and again. This is what's happening. This is what's happening on our southern border. Oh, so some might be saying, oh, well, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas finally found a pair, and he's protecting the border. He's not going to take the fences down and, the barbed wire. No, he's going to keep putting them up, even though the Supreme Court went against America, in my opinion, voting that the federal government can take the fence down. Okay. That was what the Supreme Court ruled. Texas can put it up, but the Supreme Court ruled that the federal government can take it down. They have a right to take it down. So it was federal government trumping the state, which really, to me, constitutional crisis. You cannot be doing that. There's sovereignty that each state has in this country. Now, my question, though, is why wasn't this done 3 years ago? Why now? Why is Greg Abbott and all these other Republican governors finding the balls to say, hey, we're for this? Why? Where were you 3 years ago? Now we have 30 undocumented illegal invaders coming into this country, currently. I mean, people say 8 million, but I think that's a conservative number. I think it's really 30 million. From all parts of the world, as you saw, all parts of the world. Where were your balls then? Why? Because you think Trump is going to be elected into office? Now you found your balls? Well, congratulations, because now when President Trump hopefully is sworn back into office, he wins a third time, sworn back into office a second time, he has to clean all this mess up and do one of the biggest mass deportation programs this country has seen in decades. In decades. New Yorkers, people of Chicago, Denver, and other blue cities, blue states. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about what's going on right now with these invaders coming into this country, taking up resources, your tax dollars, having the balls to attack NYPD and get off with no bail? Have you seen, for example, the border between Egypt and Gaza Strip? Egypt put a massive wall up, massive, with barbed wire and everything. They know. Israel has a massive wall. They know. But us? What are we doing? Oh, that's right. The Democrats, the Senate is trying to push this border bill. Oh yeah, we can just do a bipartisan bill and push it up through the House, the Senate, and the president can sign it and we're good to go, when the president right now has the ability to lock this down right now when it comes to the border. He has the ability right now. But no, he wants to do this type of thing. This is to activate this bill. The secretary shall activate the Border Emergency Authority if, during a period of 7 consecutive calendar days, there is an average of 5,000 or more aliens who are encountered each day. Encountered, meaning if they're actually caught, there could be many people coming in. No one sees them. They just come in. You want to see what else is in this bill, the supposed bill that's supposed to resolve the border crisis? The $118 billion national security supplemental package includes $60 billion to support Ukraine as it fights back against Putin's bloody invasion and protects its people and sovereignty, $14.1 billion in security assistance for Israel, $2.44 billion to support operations in the U.S. Central Command and address combat expenditures related to conflict in the Red Sea, $10 billion in humanitarian assistance to provide food, water, shelter, medical care, and other essential services to civilians in Gaza and the West Bank, Ukraine, and other populations caught in conflict zones across the globe, $4.83 billion to support key regional partners in the Indo-Pacific and deter aggression by the Chinese government, $2.33 billion to continue support for Ukrainians displaced by Putin's war of aggression and other refugees fleeing persecution. The bipartisan border policy changes negotiation by Senators Chris Murphy, Kirsten Sinema, and James Lankford. $20.23 billion to address existing operational needs and expand capabilities at our nation's borders, resource the new border policies included in the package, and help stop the flow of fentanyl and other narcotics. The Fentanyl Eradication and Narcotics Deterrence Off Fentanyl Act, and $400 million for the Nonprofit Security Grant Program that helps nonprofits and places of worship making security enhancements. A lot of that money seems to be going overseas and not in America. A lot of our money, our taxpayer money, going to places like Ukraine and Israel and Gaza, when we have people hungry here in this country. Gas prices are high. Food prices are high. Go to the grocery store lately, at least with everything going on in New York, Trump is considering doing this.
The Republican Party under Trump has become a tremendous success.
Are you going to be able to flip blue states like in New York and in New Jersey? There's a rumor you're going to do a rally in the South Bronx.
I think so, yeah. I think I will do that. And
Then when are you going to do that?
I think I'll do one maybe at Madison Square Garden, too. I think we have a chance. New York has changed a lot in the last 2 years. We have migrants all over the street. They're living on Madison Avenue. I mean, nobody can believe what's happened to New York. The people of New York are angry. People that would have never voted for me because I'm a Republican. I mean, they're Democrats. Their parents would never, they vote for Democrats. I think they're going to vote for me. So I think we're going to give New York a heavy shot. They're very unhappy in New York, what's happening. And they're unhappy with the crime. You take a look at the crime in New York, it's at record levels. The other thing is, and very importantly, New Jersey. I think New Jersey can be flipped. I think that Virginia can be flipped. I think that New Mexico can be flipped. And I think Minnesota can be flipped. And I'm not even sure that everything can't be flipped.
I hope that those listening who live in those areas he mentioned consider voting for this man. I do. Because no matter what is happening right now in your own backyard, there are certain people who are just vote blue no matter who. Okay? But it's unbelievable. But I do hope that at least what's going on in New York with those police officers getting attacked and those invaders being let go, no bail, I think it'll start waking people up. I mean, it woke up this guy.
This is why when I say voting for pig Donald Trump is on the table, voting for pig Donald Trump is on the table. The other day in New York City, 6 illegal aliens jumped a New York City cop, NYPD's finest. They jumped a New York City cop in Times Square and were arrested and released without bail. I know it's a city thing. I know it's a state thing. I know all that. I know all that. I know all that. Okay? Stay with me. Released without bail. Came out of the courtroom on some Tupac raising the middle finger with the Detroit Red Wings jersey. Let me tell you something. What the is the world coming to? If you could be from another country, beat up a cop in New York City and walk out with no bail, what the is the world coming to? What the is the world coming to?
I seriously hope that President Trump is reelected again for a third time and sworn into office a second time. He has a lot of work to do, but I believe he and the right people around him, and since people like Kushner and those other people who really weren't on his side are out, I do hope that Trump picks a team that is good. He sees people who are loyal and can get the job done. And within 6 to 12 months, really puts in policies through or executive orders or what have you to get things turned around. And I also end things with this photo because this man is named Daniel Penny. He was arrested for being a good Samaritan and protecting people in a subway car from a guy who was being belligerent. And he was charged. And I think he's still going through the legal process right now. While at the same time, these invaders were let go, no bail. Some of them fled to California. This man right here should be free, charges dropped. But that's the system today, guys. Hope you enjoyed what you listened to today. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment below. Especially you New Yorkers. How do you feel about what's going on right now? And who will you vote for this coming election? Until the next one, take care.